Hello, it's Talking Reds. It's Wednesday, and I'm Gareth Roberts, and this is Craig Hannan. You're back, are you?
Yeah, it's good to be back. Do you know what? It felt like I was watching my bird flirt with someone else whenever I was watching Gibbo on the Talking Reds yesterday. You laughing at his jokes and all. I was sat at home, bit annoyed, but I'm back. And Gibbo's not.
And he's got a beard and everything, no?
I know. I left my razor at home over Christmas. This will be gone tomorrow.
Is
Talking
that
Reds
2 weeks growth, is it, lads? Yeah.
No, it's not. It's been. Let's talk about the Reds.
Anyway, yeah, the Reds. We did talk about Coutinho yesterday on the show, and then things very quickly changed. Such as the nature of the transfer window and of these things, they are very fluid. Information coming out all the time from Spain, from Liverpool, from everywhere really, and it's hard to know what's true and what isn't sometimes with these things. But what appears to be the case is that Coutinho has made it known to someone somewhere that he possibly thinks he's played his last game for Liverpool. And what Liverpool are saying, Liverpool are playing it pretty cool. There's no official statements this time. There's no big, grandstanding around he will not go and all that sort of stuff. I mean, obviously there were 3 bids last time. There was a transfer request. There was the full it. This time it seems like Liverpool are taking a bit of a different approach. But meanwhile, there is stuff leaking out from Spain, Barcelona being confident and all this sort of stuff. Well, from the Liverpool end of things, it seems to be that, all the reporters that are worth listening to have got a similar line in that Liverpool will accept a bid in January of around 133 million for Barcelona. Now, that's caused fume in itself from some fans who just don't want him sold, and I understand that. I don't want him sold either. I think, we're in the Champions League last 16, we're doing well in the league, we're in the FA Cup as well, obviously this Friday. It's not a good time to sell one of your best players. But I just wonder whether Liverpool are being quite cute with this, because have Barcelona actually got £133 million up front to pay for Philippe Coutinho? Because I'm not sure, because last time, they made all the grandstanding about putting big offers in, but they actually were only putting about 80 odd million on the table. The rest was all kind of mad add-ons, like Coutinho had to have his hair cut on a certain day when there was a full moon, and Everton had to score 3 goals, and Sam Allardyce had to drink a gallon of gravy or whatever. And there were all these mad add-ons that weren't going to happen. And even now, from Spain, the latest reports are that this new offer, so even the BBC is saying that a new offer is imminent. But the Spanish reports are saying that this new offer is likely to be 102 million up front, with add-ons taking it over 140 million. Now, that doesn't seem to be what Liverpool are saying they're going to accept, though. They're saying they want 133 at least. I don't get the at least, by the way. Like, as if Barcelona are then going to go, OK, have more.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure of what that is. There's also reports as well, just to go through them all before we have a bit of a discussion on it, there's claims also in Spain of Liverpool being desperate. Of course they're desperate to keep Coutinho, ignoring the fact that he signed the contract until 2022 this time last year. But they, in Mundo Deportivo, I hope I've said that right, they claim Coutinho was offered the captaincy by Liverpool and also an improved deal. He's turned both of those things down. He's not interested. He wants to go. He wants to move. All that sort of stuff. I mean, I thought Carragher put a tweet out this morning, and I thought that made perfect sense, basically, which was the compromise you would think, which would be good for Liverpool, is agree to sell him, but in the summer, like what we've done with Keita, basically. We'd love Keita now, wouldn't we? We'd love him in our midfield. We'd love to do that deal early, but Leipzig aren't doing it. They're just saying, nah, it's for then. And Liverpool just need to do the same, basically. Just say, look, understand you want to go, but you're in our team, you've got this contract, you're playing well, you're scoring goals, you're setting them up, you're key to what we're doing, we can't let you go in January.
Your cup side in the European Cup.
Yep.
Why not try and win the Champions League with Liverpool? Because I think we genuinely have a chance if we can beat Porto. Anything can happen from the quarterfinals onwards. It's just, the worrying thing about me is that Liverpool have softened their stance, and I would have liked them to be a little bit more hardline and say, right, we will wait to the summer. You can go in the summer. We'll negotiate in the summer. I think we've got a World Cup. Coutinho will have to play. He can't just feign injuries until then go to the World Cup. He can't do that. If he likes up the World Cup.
We're not claiming he is, by the way.
Oh yeah, allegedly or whatever. But you know what I mean. Like, you saw what happened in the summer, and then suddenly he's back. And I just think that Coutinho is going to go to the World Cup. can light up the World Cup, and then what's he worth after that? What's he worth both to Liverpool? What's he worth to Barcelona? And like you say, I don't believe for a second Barcelona have enough money. I don't think they have 130 million to spend in January. There's talk that they want Griezmann in the summer as well. How are they doing both those things? I wonder if Barcelona are in Coutinho's ear and saying, look, if you don't sign now, then we're going for Griezmann in the summer. It's a now or never, and putting pressure on him that way. And I understand Coutinho wants to win trophies. He wants to go to Barcelona. It's a dream to play for the Catalan club. But he signed a contract, and he's under contract until the next World Cup with Liverpool. So I would like Liverpool's owners to stand firm. I don't want them to be thinking, well, we just dished this out on Van Dijk. We've got a little bit less money in the bank. I want them to stand firm. If 133 million is the price tag that they want, then wait for that. But then it just puts them under pressure. I think there's going to be, when we signed Van Dijk, there were enough people saying, oh, it's brilliant we've signed Van Dijk, but this means Coutinho will go and the owners won't do this and the owners won't do that. Well, there's just more pressure on them, isn't there, if they do sell in January? And I think Carragher's right. That is the best solution, is that if they agree a deal and it works for Liverpool and Barcelona can pay it, and he goes at the summer and he gives us his all until then. I think that works out well for all parties. And I think Coutinho's main worry and his agent's main worry at this stage will just be, maybe if they don't push it through now, then maybe it never happens. I don't know.
Like you said there that you'd prefer Liverpool to be more hardline. I think this can potentially be seen as quite hardline, but also quite clever. It depends how you want to interpret it, really. So what I mean by that is, last time around, Liverpool put out the statements that was hardline. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone loved it, but it undoubtedly pissed the player off. It undoubtedly pissed his family off and his representatives off. And then we saw transfer requests and everything else going on. I think this time that maybe they're just being a little bit cuter with it and going, actually, we hold the cards here. The player's contracted to us. As you say, he's not going to start messing around when he's got a World Cup coming up. He needs to maintain this form as well to keep himself in that shop window when there are other alternatives around as well. He undoubtedly wants to move. He undoubtedly wants to go to Spain. Everyone gets that. So ultimately you've got to go about it in a way where it seems like they're being fair, I think, to the player. So if they're saying, listen, we said that we would accept 133 or whatever it is plus, and Barca just simply didn't cough that up. So they can sort of turn around to Barcelona and say, or to Coutinho and say, don't be annoyed with us. It's them that didn't pay the money. It's not us being harsh to you. Rob Gutman wrote something along those lines, by the way, on the website, AnfieldRap.com, which is worth a read. As discussed previously on these shows, Rob is absolutely obsessed with transfers. He loves Phil Coutinho as well, and he's had a good old think about it, and he's put some words down, and it seems to have gone down well, so have a read of that on the site. In terms of this fee, if Liverpool were to get 133 million for Coutinho, I thought it'd be interesting to just have a quick look at what the most paid for any player so far is, really. And Neymar's obviously top there, 178 million, Barcelona to PSG. Next down is Mbappe, 128 million, Monaco to PSG, and then that weird loan move, and there's future add-ons, but it's down at the moment as being 128 million. So this is potentially the second biggest transfer ever in world football. And yet it seems that still some fans will turn around and say, well, what are they doing? But ultimately, there's got to come a time where if a player is pushing this hard, and he's done everything, there's the stories everywhere, there's the transfer request, there's 3 bids, it seems now he's made it clear again that he wants to go. At some point, you've probably got to cut your losses and say, okay, well, he doesn't want to play for us anymore.
Yeah, I just think it's the fact that Liverpool hold all the cards, as you say, and I don't think for a second that when Coutinho goes in the summer, if we were able to keep him and he left in the summer, I don't think there'd be too many people complaining, because we'll have got the money, we'll have kept him for the extra season, the owners will have held out and they'll have done a good job, the way they did with Suarez, and we saw how that worked out for them. I just think now it would almost be suicide to let him go, and I know what you're saying, that you have to be seen as being fair, but the player signed a contract for 4 years, or he's under contract for 4 years. And the thing that we've got to remember as well is all of the journalists have been saying, and they finally mentioned this fee of 133 million, and it's Coutinho's agent's job, first and foremost, to push Liverpool and find out what that fee is, to then go back to Barca and say, well, this is what he's going to cost. And if Barca don't have the money, they're going to be left red-faced, because, like you say, Liverpool will be able to say, well, we put the price out, and it's a fair price as well, because when you look at those players, look how much Neymar went for. Like, I'd say what Coutinho's doing this season is on the same level as Neymar, and you're looking at 40 million less. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. What's this, the 4th of January? And
it's not even that, is it?
Is it 3rd, 4th, whatever? I can't get my days right. And
it's the 3rd, lad.
God, I'm just bored of it already. Do you know what I mean? We've got another sort of 27 days to listen to news about Philippe Coutinho and sort of wait to see how it pans out.
Well, some of the other big ones, because it took me time doing this list, and Walshy, did the exchange rate, didn't you, lad, from euros into pounds and everything. Yeah, he's not messing about, like. So, some of the other big ones, Dembele, Dortmund to Barca, that was obviously recently, that's down as 93 million. Pogba to Juventus to Man United, the same. Bale, 89 million, Spurs to Real Madrid. Ronaldo, all the way back in 2009, that 83 million, United to Madrid. Higuain, Napoli to Juventus, 80. And then Suarez is there, 11th, 73 million. It seems to be an accepted figure these days. Liverpool to Barca. 17th biggest transfer is Sterling, Liverpool to Man City. I mean, Liverpool are on that list probably too many times for the wrong reasons. I mean, Van Dijk now is on there. It's the 10th biggest transfer, the 75 million we've paid for him. But you will get the naysayers, basically, and that's happened, hasn't it? Like you said before, that people go, oh well, they only bought Van Dijk because they knew they were selling Coutinho. And what we all want is ambition, and we want some fight from the owners, and we want the club to try and hang on to the talent. I don't think there's any way that if they think they can keep Coutinho, manager, owners, everyone, that they won't try to do that. But I just worry as well, whether there's somewhere, like I just said, where they go, well, let's cut our losses.
Yeah, well, what I would say is if they do decide to cut their losses, they need to replace them.
And that's going to be difficult in this window. It's going to be difficult in this window because all the top stars are cup tied. Everyone knows you've got that money burning in your back pocket as well, and will ask for a premium. And you've literally only got till the end of the month to get it all done as well.
Barcelona are going to win the league easy, aren't they? Now, I've seen loads of people saying that they're way out in front of Real Madrid, and so they don't need Coutinho. But then if you're Philippe Coutinho, you're probably thinking, well, I can go for 6 months here and win a league already. And he's not been able to win anything at Liverpool, I don't think.
And he gets to live in Spain, and that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Barcelona's decent, innit?
It's all right, like. Liverpool's sound, like. Yeah, but I mean, it's a bit windy and rainy and that today. Storm, whatever name they've made up for it this time around, I can't remember. Anyway.
Good weather forecasted for the next 6 months, though, Phil, apparently. I've seen that in Liverpool.
Yeah, so, come on, stay. Stay, Phil. There's some sun on the way. Someone said. On the Anfield app today, there's loads of Rob Gutman, by the way. We did a survey recently, and as part of that survey, people who subscribe said they want loads more Rob Gutman, particularly around transfers. So today, there is a gutter show, which is all about transfers. He will talk more. We were going to do this, but let's not do it. Let's leave it to Rob on that show. We've been linked to Alisson, the AS Roma keeper. He's the Brazil keeper. PSG have also been linked with him. He's described as a ball-playing goalkeeper. A goalkeeper would be nice, obviously, because we have two that seem to have hands made of smoke quite a lot. So it'd be nice to get one who can save things. Ball-playing goalkeepers are not particularly interested in.
Does he save shots?
I want one that saves shots. Saving shots would be nice, but Rob will get into that on that show, and he's doing a Gutman overview as well, which is where they sort of look at the next round of fixtures that are coming up and try and work out what Klopp might do and how Liverpool might get on. So both of those on Tour Player today, if you're a big Rob fan. We're going to be back in a minute with the papers, but a spoiler, not a lot's happening in them. All right, then, back with the papers. As I say, not loads more to discuss, different to what we discussed in the first half. Loads of this. Barca, we have Coutinho. No, you don't. Sterling there, scoring for Man City again. Sound.
That's a good point on Sterling, though, because I remember we lost Sterling a few years ago, and there were people celebrating the fee, 50 million. Now, what's he worth? You know what I mean? And that's probably a little worry, a niggling worry about Coutinho, is that if we sell him for a certain fee now, then, you know, lights up the World Cup, brilliant season at Barca, what's he worth then?
Exactly. Back at the Times, Coutinho was ready to leave. Back of the Mail, Pep Guardiola moaning about fixtures. They're all doing that. They're all basically saying there's too many games around Christmas. We know this now. It's probably not going to change because the TV companies are involved, and you know they get huge ratings, etc. Loads of people tune in and watching them, so it's probably not going to change anytime soon because you can't kill the cash cow basically. No one's I mean, Pep Guardiola literally claims that Premier League is killing its stars players. I don't know whether he's got the medical evidence for that one. Also a rumour, or I'd say rumour. It's down as an exclusive in the Mail here that basically Mourinho is pissing people off in the Manchester United hierarchy by moaning about, you know, transfer, not having enough money to spend on transfers and that kind of stuff. But you know, the one we're going to concentrate on, because I did promise you yesterday that we'll try and talk about Everton every day, because why not? Because A, we know it pisses Blues off, and B, we're actually playing them on Friday in the FA Cup.
Yes.
So I love this. Michael Ball, remember him? He used to play for Everton. He has a column in the Liverpool Echo, and he's urging Big Sam to leave the bus at home. The headline writer has gone with, "We need to motor in Cup Derby." See what they've done there. What Michael is saying is that Sam Allardyce needs to instruct his players to go on the front foot this time and try to make Liverpool nervous. And then he makes a rather dodgy point that Van Dijk might play in this game, won't be match fit if he does. And then he says, sure, Van Dijk has played in the old firm, but Friday could be his first game for Liverpool and he will be eager to impress, but also on edge. When I was a player at Manchester City, we used to target Rio Ferdinand because he was a ball-playing defender who would always try to find the pass. Blah, blah, blah. He goes on, he says, we need the Blues to be less negative this time at Anfield. And he concludes, last time across the other side of Stanley Park, we were lucky. Yes, you fucking were. But we can't be counting on it a second time. And in front of 8,000 Evertonians, because they've got the whole Annie Road because it's the FA Cup, the team must give them something to get behind. Now, I mean, it's all well and good saying that, isn't it, Michael? But, like, who is Van Dijk scared of in the Everton front line?
I actually can't think of anyone in the Everton front line. Who do they have?
Calvert-Lewin. Rooney's not really a striker these days.
They're trying to sign that lad from Turkey, aren't they?
Yeah, that's not going to happen in time, I wouldn't have thought.
What he's saying there about leaving the bus at home, I think, you know, I'd imagine Sam Allardyce is just going to do exactly what he did the last time because it worked for him. He got a draw. But if they try and come at us in any way, leaves more space for us, and we'll kill them.
And he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. He did an interview the other day, Allardyce, and it really made me laugh. On Sky this, and he was like, he basically said, they were talking about centre halves, and they were saying, you know, is Van Dijk worth 75 million? It seems like Sky have asked every person in the world this question, and the conclusion is no, obviously, because of course it would be. But with Allardyce, he said, is he worth 75 million? Allardyce said, I actually think probably in the market he is, because there's a dearth of decent centre-halves. But he said the reason for that is because football managers and coaches don't coach defenders anymore. And he said, and that's why you haven't got that many good centre-halves. And then he went, but I do. You're
not coaching your attackers.
Just completely jibbing off the attack. You're coaching your defence and you're keeping the odd clean sheet. Great. But how are you going to win the game?
Which would you rather?
Well, the thing is as well with this cup game, I mean, I get what you're saying about that he'll just do the same again. But how's you win it? How's you win the game? I mean, even if they get a 0-0, they go back to Goodison, play for a 0-0 again, and what? Are they just playing for penalties?
I just think he'll reckon he'll have a better chance at Goodison. You know, under the lights, midweek, old lady rocking and all that sort of thing. I don't think so, Sam, but do you know what? I am dying for this match after that last game because I've not been as frustrated coming out of a match this season, I don't think, after that the last Merseyside derby, and this one feels like we should just go and show them, just hammer them. That's what I want. That's what I need.
Well, let's hope that it is a little bit more open. It'd be really nice. Maybe Sam will have a read of Michael's column there. He's even done a second piece on the same page. So you got the main piece there, But he's done a second piece, and it's having another go at Big Sam, which I like.
They're turning on him already, you know.
And he concludes, what he says here, Sam Allardyce's honeymoon period is over, and he knows the team needs to be more creative. The buck stops with him.
But I don't know what I don't know what they're complaining about, because this is what Sam does. This is what Big Sam has done his career. Do you know what I mean? So
do you think when Sam's crumbling his OXO cubes tonight, he'll be bothered about what Michael Ball said?
No, because that, you know, Sam Allardyce has made a career out of doing this. He's made a career of coming in, often mid-season, consolidating basically, and nothing better than that. And he's done that. Well, he has
almost job done already.
Yeah, because, like, you know, we were getting a little bit giddy and around October time, thinking that how close Everton were to the relegation zone, and like he's come in and kind of steadied it and made them a bit more solid, but that's all he's going to ever do. And you know, wouldn't be surprised if, you know, come August, Everton do have a new manager. But I don't get the fume from them, because, you know, this is what they do. This is what he does. This is exactly what he does. What he says in the tin, pretty much.
He does indeed. He is pie, mash and gravy, Big Sam. And that's what Everton are going to try and offer the football version of on Friday at Anfield. Hopefully the Reds are on fire, blow them away, score a load of goals, and we progress in the FA Cup, and we can stop talking about Everton. But until then, we're going to keep on doing it all week, on here, on our podcasts. Stay with us, the Anfield Wrap. That has been Talking Reds.